Are you ready?
Somebody that came in with a mask and all black and a jacket with a rifle going across his chest. There's a female that was there. He told her to get on the floor. And he shot one time.
Okay, is she alive right now? Is she breathing?
I took off running. And once I heard the shot, I was gone. I'm all across the street.
Police and EMS arrived to the scene. A male let them know she's inside the dealership. They locate her, but she doesn't have a pulse. Now detectives arrived to the scene. Corporal Angela Carter would be lead on this case. She was told from witness statements that a guy walked in with a rifle and hit her with the OOH-WHOP. She's identified as 34-year-old Courtney Owens. Grew up in Georgia. She studied business administration in college, then started her own trucking company. She leaves behind her mother, brother, and a young child. So Corporal Carter goes inside to look at the scene and see that she was hit once in the head with the OOH-WHOP. CSI discovered a .556 casing and a cell phone. They also noticed the back door open. Then they go interview the witness. He says that he was waiting on the owner to finalize paperwork. A guy walks in with a rifle across his chest with a COVID mask on. He said it looked professional. About 2 minutes later, a woman walks in. She was standing at the desk, talking on the phone.
2 minutes later, she went over there and said Draco or Clayco, called him that, Draco or Clayco. Yeah. And then after like 30 seconds or whatever they were talking about, he said, get on the ground. And then I heard a shot.
He ran out the door and across the street and didn't look back. So detectives asked him, what did the guy look like? He said tall, a little shorter than a detective, black guy wearing all black, along with black shoes. They wrap that up. Corporal Carter goes to the patrol car and speak with Courtney's boyfriend, Stony Williams. Stony said that they were breaking up, but they co-owned the dealership, so he agreed to buy her out. He went to the bank to get the money out. The notary was running behind. So once the notary arrived, he contacted Courtney and let him know he was on his way to the dealership. While he was on FaceTime with her, he heard her call out the name Draco. Then all of a sudden the OOH-WHOP went off and it got real quiet. Stony said Draco was a friend of his and was trying to get money from Stony earlier in the day, but Stony didn't have it. Then Draco showed up at the dealership trying to sell Stony the OOH-WHOP, but Stony wasn't able to buy it because he said he had to give Courtney $15K. So he believes Draco used that information about the $15K and came in and got at Courtney, thinking he was going to hit a lick.
Because this looks really bad. I'm famous as I'm on the radio all the time, and I'm in the backseat of a police car.
I got you, honey. Hold on. Do you have Draco's number? Let me just take a picture. It's easier.
So Carter runs Draco's number through the database, and it comes back to Wesley Vickers, 23 years old from Atlanta, Georgia. He has convictions for identity theft and misdemeanor battery. Carter takes the photo and shows it to Stony. He IDs Draco. So Carter does a walkthrough with Stony to see if anything is missing from his business. Then he shows Carter the $15K that he had to give Courtney. So Carter asks to look at Stony's phone. He gives it to her and she realizes it's been factory reset. Stony said everything in his phone is not legal. So she asks for the passcode and Stony refuses and walks out. So they wrap that scene up. Carter still believes what Stony is saying. Back at the station, detectives discuss the two motives that could be involved in this case, robbery or a hired hit. They don't understand why Stony so easily fingered Draco. They believe Stony set it up. But Carter's stance is why would he give up the guy involved in this with him? Once we get him, he would tell on Stony. So for now, they're going with the robbery motive because Draco knew she would have $15K on her. Maybe he moved too soon. Now they get the warrants for Wesley Vickers for aggravated assault, felony homicide, and malice homicide in the case of Courtney Owens. Now Carter gets some good information from Detective Mindy Askew from the nearby town.
So this is what happened. Miss Owens drove to his house and they all went to a bar in Atlanta. His car was shot up. I brought the casings.
That's the same head stamp that was at your homicide.
And Courtney told Askew that Stony hired Draco to keep tabs on her. Then they watched the video of the drive-by. The next day, the fugitive team tracks down Draco and brings him to headquarters. Wesley Vickers, Draco, starts by saying he didn't hit Courtney with the OOH-WHOP, but he was there, talking to Courtney, while she was trying to call Stony. He said another dude walked in, went to Courtney. At the same time, Stony had called back, and she said, "See what you getting someone into." Then the guy hit her with the OOH-WHOP and ran out. He said he also wanted to go to the funeral, but Stony told him that everybody believes that he did it. So Carter asked him about the incident in Fairburn, the drive-by. He said he knows about it, but it wasn't him. Then Carter tells Draco that Stony threw him under the bus. So what's going on? He admits to doing the drive-by in Fairburn where Courtney's friend house and car was hit with the OOH-WHOP. He said the story Stony gave him is that Courtney was trying to sue him or take some type of legal action against him for $30K. Draco also says Stony was paying him $15K for the homicide, which explains why Stony had $15K in his pocket. He said the plan was to wait till Stony get there, come in, and do a robbery on both of them, but only hit Courtney with the OOH-WHOP. Now Carter punched Stony Williams into the database. He's 41 years old, from Miami, and has 8 corporations registered in his name. He has previous convictions for pandering a minor and burglary. They still need a little more information to collaborate Draco's story. Then they'll be able to obtain a warrant. So a former employee at the dealership reaches out to Carter and say there were cameras at the business because she changed the batteries every week. Stony removed them the day of the incident and told employees to say there were no cameras. So now forensics get the video of Courtney's phone.
Really, babe, you got me out here knocking, and you're not easy.
They get warrants for Stony Williams for malice homicide, felony homicide, and aggravated assault for Courtney Owens. Stony was caught on a golf course in Texas, but he was already lawyered up. So Stony entered an AFER plea to conspiracy to commit homicide. He was sentenced to 10 years, split between 11 months time served, 1 year probation, and arrest on house arrest. Wesley Vickers, Draco, was convicted of homicide and sentenced to life without parole. Thank you for watching. Leave me some comments, hit that like button, hit that thanks button. Stay safe out there. I'm done talking.
What was he supposed to give you?
Like 15. I supposed to came in, robbed both of them, but only shoot her. But I was gonna shoot both of them if he was there too.